What's up, guys? My name is Brendan, and today I want to show you 5 different ways to do the scoot. The scoot is a fundamental skill in tricking. It's used by athletes usually as a transition between tricks or a setup into higher level tricks. Either way, it's an amazing trick and personally one of my favorites. Today I'll be showing you 5 different ways to do the scoot, and I'll be showing you transitions and setups as we go. So with all that said, let's get started. Scoot number 1 is the regular, normal scoot. It's one of the most fundamental skills in tricking, and personally, it's one of the first tricks I ever learned when I was introduced to the sport. To do a scoot, you start in a standing position. Next, you drag one leg back to get you in a stag, and as you do that, you place one hand down for support. Next, you kick the back leg through the middle as you lunge your body weight forward, turning your body and shifting your weight on your support arm. Next, you get all the way up in that arm and turn to switch your legs and end you in a nice big eagle position. Scoot is really helpful as a transition because you can slow it down to control your tempo. And it's very good as a setup because it brings you from the ground to the sky and ends you in that nice eagle position, which is easy to swing from. The scoot is an amazing trick, and I completely recommend that everybody go out and learn it. Scoot number 2 is the scoot swipe, or hyper scoot. The scoot swipe starts just like a regular scoot. You get down in that stag position and shift your body weight forward, placing your weight on that support arm. But instead of switching your legs to get you in that eagle position, you kick down your swing leg to land you in a front side stance. The hyper scoot is a great setup for tricks like the GMS, because it lands you in that hypered position, ready to kick that leg into the master swipe. That said, it's also a great transition if you want to use scoot swipe before a scoot to set you up into a big trick. So the scoot swipe is a great transition to move into other scoot tricks, but it's also a great setup for hypers and wraps and skills that come from that stance. That's why scoot swipe is also an extremely important fundamental trick. Scoot number 3 is the scoot roll. To do a scoot roll, you start just like the scoot or the scoot swipe. You want to be in that stag stance. From there, you shift your body weight forward and place your weight on your support arm. But the scoot roll is a little bit different. When you do the scoot roll, you almost want to stall out that middle position. To do that, you want to go into it a little bit more inverted and with a little bit more control. Then after that, you turn your body the opposite direction that you did in the beginning, and you roll down your arm and over your back to land in the opposite position from where you started. It's just a really fancy way to switch your stance. But the scoot roll is one of my favorite transitions because it's usually unexpected. People expect a scoot or a setup, and instead you do a grounded transition that no one expects. And also, if you do a scoot roll going forward, you can generate momentum to do a nice big J-step. I already did a tutorial on the scoot roll, so go check that out if you're still curious about this trick. The 4th scoot I want to show you guys is the devil's scoot. This is the weirdest scoot variation I know because it's hardly even a scoot. You set up just like a scoot in that stag stance, but you turn your hand the opposite way, and you turn your body the opposite way as well. You twist around almost like you would for a Gumby or a touchdown rise, but you start from that scoot position. That's what makes it a devil's scoot. You really fake out people that you're going to be doing a scoot, and then you go the opposite direction. It's a fun trick but very difficult. It's weird and it's hard, mostly because of that weirdness. It's a hard trick to use as a setup or a transition. So if you guys get it and start using it, please tag me in it, share it with me. I love the use of weird tricks like the devil's scoop. The fifth and final scoot variation I'll be showing you guys is the master scoot, my personal favorite setup. The only difference between a scoot and a master scoot is you only use one hand for a scoot, but for a master scoot, you use both. I think the master scoot gives you a little bit more control, and that extra hand lets you push off the ground to give you a little bit more power. That is why the master scoot is personally my favorite setup. Plus, it's a great transition tool. It's great for getting your body from low to the ground to high in the sky, which is one of my favorite things to do when I'm tricking. And for that, the master scoot is my favorite setup. I completely recommend everybody learn it. Like I said, it's just a scoot, but you have that extra arm to give you control and to push you off the ground to give you more power. Guys, thank you so much for watching. That is 5 different scoot variations. As you can tell, I am sweaty as all get out. You guys don't need to do high-level tricks to get a good workout while tricking. You can just do a ton of basics. Just by practicing scoots and a few corks, I've trained a ton of different tricks and I've picked up a really good sweat. Anyway guys, thank you again for watching and please have a lovely day.